Welcome into the Ringerverse. This is, of course, the Ringers Nexus podcast feed for all things fandom. We are Steve, the architect, Ahlman, the builder and tinker of things, Jomi, the explainer, Adeniran.
What?
I'm torn.
Why?
I'm torn between the explainer and the algorithm. The algorithm fits now, but
The explainer's just too classic.
the explainer's classic. It's better. Yeah, it's probably
It's more him.
Old
I
man
feel.
Van Heer, the receding resurgent hairline. There's no Charles today. All right. What does that mean? We don't know, but we still are the Midnight Boys. Pew! We'll be back right after this. Also on socials, at the Midnight Boys Pod on Insta and TikTok, at Ringerverse on Insta, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. Jomi.
I just want to get it out in front of it right now. You're not putting nothing in black and white on social. It's all going to come to you in true who color.
Let's see.
Okay?
True who?
True who? True hue. I can speak.
Dr. Seuss is true who.
I use my words. But no. Thank you guys for continuing to follow. You know, we had the Mando and Grogu coverage for you last week. That went nuts. And then we're going to have Masters of the Universe stuff for you next week.
Master of the Universe.
You're excited. You are.
Without a doubt.
You came in, you saw the first reviews of the movie, and you're like, guys,
It's
I
gas.
can't wait. I'm locked in.
So my therapist tells me that I can no longer say I told you so.
Interesting. Why did they say that?
Because my therapist said that the next evolution of me is getting rid of the need to be right and engaging in conversation.
That's a big question. Would you rather be happy or would you rather be right?
Well, for me, it's a question of not necessarily even being happy. It's like part of the reason why, or being right, part of the reason why I am so curious is the need to be informed. And the need to be informed, does it come from the need to have mastery or the need to be right in any given situation? And so if I can release that, my therapist says that would be a good thing.
That's so interesting because I would much rather be happy than be right. However, when someone is wrong and I know they're wrong and I know I'm right, there's just some righteous indignation that comes out of me that I definitely need to work on. Where it's like,
Well, you got years though.
still though, it's still a it's still something.
I'm
I gotta
CEO of
fix.
Pick Your Battles Industries over here.
So in that, it doesn't matter what happens with He-Man.
No.
It doesn't matter. What matters is if I enjoy He-Man. But the reviews coming back look like they hit the right rhythm on the entire deal.
Hell yeah.
Which would just be pretty insane in terms of the general landscape of movie going right now if that movie were to go crazy. It's still not tracking crazy.
I mean, think about it. Like, this is an IP that's long in the tooth. You know, how many kids are like, yeah, I'm going to go watch He-Man about
I'm
okay.
gonna watch
Yeah,
He-Man,
will the streets move for He-Man? We don't know.
They're saying that it could be a Dungeons and Dragons situation.
I love that. Bring back Jonathan.
Now, if they had put She-Ra in the movie, you know, it would have done $3 billion.
Who knows?
Thundercats crossover.
You know?
We're on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, share. You can watch every Midnight Boys and House of Art episode on youtube.com/@Ringerverse and also on Spotify. Programming reminders, okay? This week, House of Art will be revisiting Tenet. They could revise it.
A lot of people could revise it.
I was talking to Joe in the studio today, man. You got to let Tenet happen to you, man. You got to let the time flow through you, brother. Don't think about it too hard.
Interesting.
Don't think about it too hard. Just watch the
Tenet.
movie for what it is, special.
The bullet, he gets the bullet. He's
He
like,
gets
oh,
the bullet. The bullet comes
back into the thing.
gun.
It's like Tenet.
Inverted. Don't.
Nolan's high on
overthink
his
it.
own supply.
It's tough. They're revisiting it. They're not revising it. We'll see if they revise it. As well as doing their Spider-Noir deep dive. On Friday, Bud Nash will return to talk about 007 First Light. Now, I saw a tweet. And the tweet was basically saying that 007 First Light is one of the greatest review games of all time or something like that. People are going crazy over it.
People really like this game.
Yeah, I've been playing it for the past few days, and it's really, really good. It's a lot like the game that I love, Hitman, a lot like Uncharted. If you love James Bond, they do the thing that we love, Jomi. They do James Bond Academy. All the fresh
James
young
Bond's
recruits and the fresh young double
When you
O's.
say Uncharted, which Uncharted do you mean?
I mean the good ones, 2 and 3.
So this nigga James Bond is in this game.
Yes.
And what is he doing in here?
He's like 26. He's a fresh new MI6 recruit, and he's earning his number in this adventure.
So he's earning his number. Do they have multiplayer on here?
No, they do not. This is a single player adventure.
You thought it was like GoldenEye?
I mean, it's not like
I'm not trying to play this. I'm not trying to
There's
play
no
this
odd job that you can just throw the hat at.
I'm not trying to play this.
What?
Hey,
No,
man,
come on.
Bro, he's too busy playing the show, first and
That's
foremost.
true. Like,
I can't play 007 because I'm too busy playing Lego Batman.
That's fair.
Lego
So
Batman fun as hell.
the guy who played Dexter is playing James Bond.
No.
He's played this the guy who
You played
plays,
Dexter?
Yeah, young
He played
Dexter
baby
Morgan.
Dexter.
Oh, young Dexter.
Dexter
Yes,
Original
that
Sin.
is him.
baby
Yes.
Dexter.
So there's no.
You thought
There's
Daniel
no
Craig
what?
was gonna show up for this?
No, what I'm saying is that there's no multiplayer.
No.
They gotta
Not
have
everything
multiplayer.
needs multiplayer. This is a hotly contested. This was a big problem in the previous console generation where they just added multiplayer to everything.
Uncharted.
That didn't need it.
Yeah.
Did Uncharted have multiplayer?
Uncharted did have multiplayer.
That doesn't
was
make any
actually kinda
sense
fun.
though, because that's an adventure game.
Yeah.
Though I'm not almost at The Walking Dead. What's it called?
The Last of Us. Last of Us had good multiplayer.
That doesn't make any sense either.
It doesn't.
Because like these are adventure games. This is a game. He got a gun. How much does he use the gun in this? He got the gun on him.
It's like a 50-50 split of you like being a spy and walking around like and infiltrating parties and like using your gadgets and hacking cameras and stuff
So
like
it's
that.
supposed
And
to be
then
a
you're
lot of-
shooting your gun.
It's supposed to be some stealth?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be bad.
So like, so this is more like Metal Gear then.
A little bit. It's a mix of both because there's like sections where you're like infiltrating a high society party and you got to like hack somebody's cell phone and tail them and stuff like that. And then it's like, oh my God, we got into a bad situation. License to kill. Blam, blam, blam.
Nah.
So this is not then Daniel Craig's Bond because he
No,
wasn't
this-
on that type of shit.
No, this is a brand
It's a brand new.
No, I'm saying it's like just as a Bond approximation,
Mhm.
he wasn't on that type of time. He was shooting you in your goddamn face on some type of shit.
Yeah.
Daniel
Yes.
Craig.
Yeah.
So this is like
Craig was
Bonds
angry.
before,
Mhm.
where because Bonds before was more that was into spy shit.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig was like, man, let's fucking get it pop
Some
and shoot
rocket
you in your
launchers,
shit,
man.
Yeah.
pop you in your shit, drive the car, crash the car into your bitch ass, like kick you in your shit, kick your nuts.
What's your favorite Craig Bond movie?
I don't really care. It's all the same to me.
Why?
Casino Royale is good. Like I never really connected with him as James Bond as much.
Really?
Huh.
Yeah,
I guess
it's
because
good.
he's my first Bond. So like obviously
That's
like,
your first
his-
Bond?
Yeah.
The first Bond that you cared about. He's not your first Bond. Well, maybe he is.
Was that the
He born
first
in
Bond movie you ever saw?
1996.
Was it Craig?
The first Bond I watched, I wasn't watching
Yeah, you were a baby.
yeah, I wasn't
Baby
watching
child.
Right.
those. Everybody was
So then
like,
the Bond you know is a more aggressive Bond. Then.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
So that's
man.
cool. Yeah, he was cool as Bond. I just like, by that point, I will say this about me as a Bond watcher.
Mm-hmm.
I've been through many Bonds.
Yeah.
Really, I've been through all the Bonds.
Are you a Dalton truther like
No.
me?
No,
Okay.
no. Like, it's not bad. But like I've been through all the Bonds because I'd go back and watch a lot of Bond because I was, by the way, this Bond is coming out when I'm like 24, 25.
Mhm.
So I had enough time. This Bond's coming out when you're like 11.
I mean, what Casino Royale was like what 05?
Yeah.
And Quantum Solace is 08.
Right.
And then Skyfall's
So
2012.
you didn't even have enough time to dig into all the Bond
it's
movies.
not until
Yeah,
later.
yeah, yeah.
It wasn't
So-
until later.
My
It gets pretty
Bond
ridiculous.
is Sean Connery, and then, you know, you have Timothy Dalton, then you have Roger Moore. You have all
Pierce
the
Brosnan
Bonds.
in the
Pierce
90s.
Brosnan, all the Bonds. And
Yeah.
so by the time we get to this, I'm like, that's another guy's Bond and doing some different shit. Wasn't that big of a deal to me. But then when I watch him, he's kind of an angry Bond.
Yeah.
He didn't smile like you know, he wasn't like, it was different.
Daniel Craig, that's what he does.
And then, you know, he was also a tough Bond for you to, like, he wasn't very charming to me.
I see what you mean.
Yeah,
I
he's
see
more
what you
like
mean.
gristled.
Yeah.
And not all of
Craig.
them were charming. Sometimes Bond is kind of a dick, right? He's an asshole.
Kind of, but like I don't know, man. Like Pierce and Jesus Christ, Pierce Brosnan
And Sean
and
Connery?
Sean Connery specifically. Like the
That's that slick
smoothness
talk.
is crazy. It's
Yeah,
different.
but he was also like highly problematic.
Yeah,
Highly misogynist.
Highly
I mean,
problematic
that's-
Bond.
That's very, but that's like that is Bond though. Like it's baked in the DNA, especially like old Bond. No, it is like
Yeah.
I'm not saying that in our world right now we can't like
We can't have a
remove
woke Bond.
that from the thing. But if you're going back, you're watching 70s, 80s Bond.
Yeah,
There is going to be a little, it's not ideal. It's
What
not
you gonna
want.
remove? How you gonna make Bond into? How you gonna make Bond?
Woke,
what do you
woke
mean?
Bond? How do you
Woke
how do you
Bond.
How you gonna
woke
make
Bond?
woke Bond? Tell me. I want your take on woke Bond.
Woke Bond.
Yeah.
So let's set the scenario, right? He's at a casino. He walks up to a woman.
Starts with a land acknowledgement.
You know what I'm saying? That's super woke Bond. That's like it's woke SS plus. I'm just talking about regular.
Starts with a what?
A land acknowledgement.
What's that?
That's like, this is not our land. This is the land of the Native Americans. This is their
Bond
land.
gonna say that?
That's what he said. I don't.
Okay.
Walks into the casino with a land acknowledgement.
He's got a pen that has his pronouns.
Yeah.
He, him. You know, walks up to a person, doesn't know if they're a man or woman. He asks their pronouns first. Excuse me, what are your pronouns?
Okay.
And then they're like,
The name's Bond. He, him. That's it.
I'm a woman. Oh, lovely. Would you like a drink? No, sir. Excuse me. I'm waiting for my husband to come back. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take up any more of your time. You have a great day, miss.
Doesn't get any spy work done.
Because remember, I want to say it was Spectre. He's like, he banged that woman who he killed her husband. Woke Bond would never do that. Woke Bond would be like, listen, work and personal life, I have, not only should I separate them, but also it is inappropriate for me to have sex with this woman, not only because I killed her husband, but also she is grieving. And that's not the right thing to do. So I will separate myself from this interaction.
Do you know why woke Bond won't work?
Why?
Because
It's not because of all of the stuff that y'all saying.
Right.
Dumb as hell.
It's not. It's because woke Bond is not gonna make it through the academy. Woke Bond is not gonna do woke Bond. They're gonna ask woke Bond to go out and we'll go on a mission, and he's gonna be like, "Look, I've been doing this for 6 hours. There's been no lunch. There's been
Right.
like my manager isn't checking in on me.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any type of support. I'm out here by myself.
I'm not getting paid enough.
I'm not getting paid enough.
know?
Like nothing's happening.
What are the benefits?
Like what?
Yeah.
Like what's going on? This feels like an unpaid internship here at MI6. Like all of this stuff is bullshit. And woke Bond is gonna get kicked right the fuck out of the academy, and then they're gonna put some young scrapper in there, like with the Kingsman. Like they're gonna put that guy in there, and then he gonna go be 007.
Oi. Yeah.
Woke Bond can't happen. Bond gotta be toxic. Bond has got to be toxic.
But like, how toxic?
Little flavor, little spice.
Now, this is the deal. I think I have a hot take.
Okay.
It's not a hot take. I hate it when people say I have a hot take. I have an idea.
Sure.
Okay. This is my idea. Rather than define good, what we should be defining is toxic.
Okay. Lock me in.
What is good or woke or whatever? It's just like very, very amorphous. Who knows? We should be putting levels on what toxic can be.
What we won't stand for.
Right. So we should be putting levels on toxic. For example, Bond has to womanize. That's what he's got to do it.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
He's got to womanize. But the level is that the old Bond kind of at points seemed like he wasn't giving you no choice.
Right. Exactly.
Right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like the old Bond kind of was on some bitch make me a sandwich time. We can't be on that type of time. So we should set levels for toxic and not even aspirations to better. Because we could say, hey, that's too toxic. You can be toxic, but this is the toxic levels that we will accept.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of the thing. Because Bond got to be toxic because Bond eventually has to kill.
Right.
He has to kill
He's got a license for it.
He's got to kill for the government. He's also in the CIA, which means in the English CIA, MI6, whatever, the English CIA. So that means Bond has to go and destabilize governments, overthrow leaders, do all that type of shit. Like Bond's got to do. So it's like now he's never going to be a nice guy.
He can't be in that line of work.
Right.
We just can't have him, like, we can't have a woman trying to slap Bond and Bond catching her hand and pushing her down and then taking the shirt off. We can't do that.
That's a bridge too far.
Well, that's a bridge too far.
Bridge too far.
Okay, we should think about this. We should think about what we will accept from Bond and what we won't accept.
Do's and don'ts.
Do's and don'ts for Bond.
007.
But this nigga here, First Light, this nigga not gonna make it.
By the way, last thing that I can say about First Light, I forgot the stunt casted villain in this, Lenny Kravitz.
He's in the game?
Yes.
Oh,
He's like a pirate king in like a Madripoor situation.
Remember when they cast Kevin Spacey in Black Ops?
That's true. They did do that. He was basically doing a Frank Underwood impression.
Where is what pod was I on when we were talking about James Bond and somebody said that James Bond is cool because we don't get that much James Bond? Did Mahoney say that?
That might have been Sean.
I don't think it was Sean.
It wasn't Sean?
Bond's
I don't think
cool
it was
because
Sean.
we don't get that much Bond anymore?
Someone was saying that Bond is cool. I think it was Rob. I think
Okay,
Rob
Mahoney?
said it. I think Rob
Hey,
said
the
it.
homie Rob.
And then Amazon bought this, and now
And now you're about to get Bond everywhere.
first light, dawn's early light, last light, dusk, all of that. Okay, we've bullshitted enough. A morning, a bullshit session. Feels weird without Charles. On today's show, we will be covering Spider-Noir. Jomi, tell people what Spider-Noir is.
Spider-Noir is it's actually an MT Plus show that Christopher Miller and Phil Lord have co-produced with Amazon, and now they are releasing it for us on May 27th.
It is based on the character, the Spider-Noir character that debuted in comics, I think, in 2009. But really, the cultural debut of this character was in Spider-Man
Into the
Spider-Verse, which everybody thought that the character was hysterical. It was hysterical.
It was, and also perfectly casted.
Yes.
Perfectly casted.
Perfectly casted. The questions around this show is, could the energy of that character carry over to his own series? And then, could something that is so funny and timely in animation make the jump to live action with the same type of energy and the same type of feel? We're going to be answering those questions, and we're going to be spoiling a lot of shit. That's why we need the spoiler warning. We're getting ready to talk about...
Can't you see that the spider is busy?
You're listening to a reaction podcast. The spoilers are coming. All right, we have to start our reactions. And to do that, I'm going to sneeze. And then Jomi is going to bring you the Midnight Manifest, talking about all the need to know. Jomi, please.
All right, the premiere episode of Spider-Noir is called Step Into My Office, directed by Harry Badbeer and written by showrunner Oren Uziel. We start off with Ben Reilly swinging through 1930s New York City, talking about how he used to be the Spider until his girlfriend was murdered. 5 years later, Ben is chasing a man for a job, and it turns out he can cover himself in fire. That's weird. Another PI shoots him, but Ben isn't convinced that this is over. Meanwhile, another man comes in saying his wife is cheating on him. Needing the money, he takes the job only to find out that that woman is with the mayor. The guy on fire, he tried to burn down gangster Silvermane's house, and the other PI that was also hired to find him was caught and told Silvermane the truth that he killed him. Ben, deciding that he doesn't want to deal with any of that nonsense, tries to sell the pics back to Cat Hardy, but she doesn't bite. Ben is followed by Flint Marko, and as they fight, Flint starts to turn into sand, and that's your premiere episode of the Spider-Noir.
You overperformed. You are trying to unseat Charles.
That's not
All right.
Like you,
Listen,
like
it's
so
a gargantuan task to do the Midnight
So hold on
Manifest.
for a second.
Dog.
Hold on for a second.
You always do this. Why you got to do this?
Like, no, I'm saying is that what you could have done. There are two ways. I want everybody to know this.
What?
Because Zendaya showed up at her friend's wedding. Did you see that?
I did.
Yeah, that was very nice.
No, it wasn't.
What do you mean it
Can't
wasn't?
show up? She got an invite.
No is
How
the
was-
answer to the question.
Oh my God, this guy.
Zendaya showed up to the friend's wedding. You know what? We should play that video so people can see. I
Play
love
the
Zendaya,
clip.
by the way. I love Zendaya. Zendaya showed up to her friend's wedding.
Uh-huh.
And what do you think happened?
Oh,
First
okay.
of all, the people are up there getting married. Let me tell you something. I'll say two things about this clip.
Right.
One, and this is just me being a nice person, not being a nice person, just being a real guy. It's very interesting to see Zendaya walk into a room filled with normal people.
Yeah.
Just to see how she looks. She does. It's like,
Uh-huh.
so beautiful
Yeah,
people.
movie star,
but
and
then
then
it's a
the rest of
fucking
us.
movie star, right? It's like, she walked in there and it was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that
Okay.
happened while it seemed like they were up there.
Yes.
Like
getting
doing the
married.
vows.
Yeah.
Something was going on. Everybody turned around and looked at Zendaya.
Mhm.
I'm saying that to say that you don't do that to your friends. And what you just did by performing that competently on the Midnight Manifest was you showed up to Charles's wedding.
Uh-huh. Zendaya'd him.
You Zendaya'd him.
I Zendaya him.
You Zendaya Chuck.
Wow, that's crazy.
You try to do it.
Chuck, I know you're listening right now. Don't listen.
That
to him.
nigga is so far away from giving a fuck about anything that's happening on this podcast. Are you fucking nuts?
Vacation Charles
Like, are you
could not be
fucking
farther
nuts?
away from us.
If Charles was here right now, his mind
Charles
would
on
be
a
wandering.
beach somewhere sipping a mojito. Like, we not worried about this right
Yeah.
now, bro.
Yeah.
Saying all right.
I'm dead.
Okay. Into the show. Let's start it. Steve, why don't you get people familiar with the noir construct? Like, what is a noir tropes? You got this in the document here. What are the tropes of a noir that this would kind of have to meet?
Well, something that I was really like excited for this show to be, and like kind of an anticipation that I wanted to have in the show coming in, is it wrestling with all of the cultural phenomenons and tropes that noir stories have had. Usually it's a private detective. Usually it's getting photos of somebody in a scandal. It's a missing girl. It's a dead wife. It's all of these things that kind of culminate into like a roundabout adventure that's wrapped up in a mystery. And I think for the first episode, grounded by a more subtle Nick Cage performance that I'm sure will get elevated as the season goes on. I was really enthralled by this. This is actually a really good icebreaker of a comic book noir story. I like the idea that Ben Reilly, who is a canonical Star Wars, canonical Spider-Man character in this universe, is a private detective that is set off to investigate a missing person, and now we are like wrapped up in a criminal scandal that involves the mayor. This is a very like interesting setting for the beginning of what the story is going to be, and then something that is going to unravel as time goes on. Jomi, what did you like think about the fact that it's set in New York? Mm-hmm. It is offered in two different color hues, black and white, and true hue color. Did you watch that in black and white or go to color? And what did you notice any differences?
So I watched it in both, right? Because I wanted to see like what the difference is, or like how I would react to watching it in, what true hue and black and white. And while the colors pop first and foremost when Kat Hardy's on the stage and she's got the gold on and it's shining. It looks incredible, right? But the black and white, for me, I think is the true way to watch this, and I'll tell you why. Lord and Miller talked before the show came out, and they mentioned what they wanted to do with the show, and their inspiration was 70% Humphrey Bogart, 30% Bugs Bunny. Now, I haven't seen the Bugs Bunny portion of this yet. Oh, a little bit, when he's like hanging out the edge and he's about to drop him, and he's like, heights don't actually scare me. That's a little Bugs Bunny. But the Humphrey Bogart stuff is like, this is like classic noir tropes. Like, we're talking like Maltese Falcon, Casablanca, all that stuff.
Anything with a mid-Atlantic accent,
is firmly baked into watching it in black and white. And so I think ultimately the way to go, if you want to watch it, like they intend to watch it in black and white. But either way, I thought it was great. I thought this was a really interesting episode of television in regards to, because I think we should mention for the audience that he's in the movie Into the Spider-Verse, he's Peter B. Parker, right? Peter Benjamin Parker. Mm-hmm. This one, he's Ben Reilly, and that's like for rights and because there's obviously going to be a lot of drinking, smoking. Like they don't want Peter Parker to be sullied, in the show. However, Nick Cage, fellas, he's doing great work. Still got it.
Yeah, he does. And he likes playing with genre like this in these types of films. The aspects of the noir here it's tricky for a Spider-Man story, for a live action Spider-Man story, because those stories are not always based. Obviously, there's mysteries, there's extramural stuff, but there's sex, there's violence, there's all of that stuff that exists. If you're thinking about like more serious noir stories like Chinatown, which is like this really intricate crime story that really has to do with the expansion of Los Angeles, Devil in the Blue Dress, all that type of stuff, even down to like Roger Rabbit, all that type of stuff, Blade Runner, all of those different things. So when you're dealing with that, the tone is normally very direct and heavy because your lead character almost always has some sort of trauma that makes you believe that he would lead this sort of life. That stuff doesn't really seem to fit the type of superhero stuff that we're making right now, because it's not quite as brutal as like some of the stuff that people love that subverts the superhero. But then at the same time, it's got to be a little bit more serious than your regular MCU fare. This tonally is perfect.
Yeah.
Tonally is perfect. There's some scenes in the pilot here that are kind of brutal. Like you see a guy get his throat cut. You see a dude take 3 to the chest. You see some stuff, but at the same time, there is a lightness that Nicolas Cage is able to bring to the performance, a comedic timing that he has, and also this sort of absurdist understanding that we have of Nicolas Cage as a performer that allows this to exist sort of in the in-between of something that is a little bit more desperate, but also kind of tongue-in-cheek.
I love Nicolas Cage as a performer because to me, he's always been the type of guy that acts as if he is just about to find out that what he's doing isn't real, like real life. And that like, oh, I'm not actually the Spider-Man that detective that I'm supposed to be. But everybody around him has that like aura of like self-serious actor presence. But around Nick Cage, it's this kind of like gravitational pull center of charisma that like elevates everybody else. I think the like external cast here is kind of great. Everybody has their own like sort of character affects. Everybody's got a little bit of like a wisecracking one-liner to bring to the table. It's a very sharp and well-written, well-rounded cast to bring it. What did you think of Lamorne in this?
Don't host the show. I was trying to think. I was trying to think of. I was trying to think of
passing the ball.
Who I was really happy to see.
Yeah.
We'll get to Lamorne because I had to text him about something in the show. I had to text him about.
Is it the fact that they went to the Prince again, the New Girl bar?
No. I was happy to see Lamorne, but I was really happy to see somebody that I was like super interested in seeing more of. Lee Jun Lee from Sinners, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
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 It's a little chilly in here. You know why? Chilly in here.
Yeah. So in Sinners, she pissed me off, and I'm never getting over it.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
Come in here.
Okay.
You like that?
No, I don't like that. But like, listen, if you're gonna kill my kid, I'm sorry. Like, I'm fighting.
Nah, we gotta have some better plate discipline. Don't swing at that. That's a ball outside. Okay. They want you to chase. You know they want you to chase. Keep the bat on your shoulder.
They're going to kill my kid, though.
Nah, I mean,
all right, I'm sorry.
I mean, maybe they will, maybe they won't. There's nothing that you can do to stop them from doing that by allowing them to come in and kill you. I mean, it's like,
But I have a chance. It's a chance.
They could send half of the vampires in there and then go, "Hey, she called us out. Go save her kid."
I get,
like there was nothing.
But does doing nothing guarantee that chance happening or not happening?
Well, I mean, the reality to me is in that entire situation, it's not even about that. She glitched out. People
Understandably so.
She glitched out. She glitched out.
I'm not saying we don't understand it.
You kill my husband, you're gonna kill my daughter.
It's still the bad move to make. It
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand it.
Yeah, she glitched out. Here's the deal, though. Also, in that situation, I would be assuming that the daughter was already gone. At that point, you got to cut your losses. Okay,
no.
Under the assumption that everybody not in the bar
is dead.
It's like the whole town is vampires.
Yeah, right.
Okay, the only thing you can do now is protect yourself. You know what I mean?
Yourself. All right,
the husband fucked up. Whatever. I still don't like it. Now she is beautiful in this, but also plays the sort of femme fatale. It's not that much in it, but she's awesome as it.
Yes.
Yeah. Like it's trope. They don't even try to hide the trope. She's singing. She's doing the whole thing.
She's at the club and like the slanky thing. It's great. It's wonderful. So I saw the pilot in black and white and color. Mm-hmm. That scene in color, astounding.
I tell you, man.
It does. I personally like watching the show in black and white in color more.
Sure. I enjoyed it in color more, but I think everything I read about like what what Lord and Miller wanted to do was basically like make a noir show that is true to the noirs from the early 1900s.
Yeah.
And so when I'm watching it, I can feel that more in black and white. Beautiful in color.
Yeah.
Right? And it's obviously more natural to us. But I think just like the math in their head, when you're watching it in black and white, you go, this is a show that you maybe could have put in 1930s and people might not know, except for like the.
It was actually genius to shoot it in both black and white and color.
Yeah.
To get people
because I didn't know Lamorne was dressing like that until I saw it in color. I was like, oh wow, you're spiffy.
So you know what I asked Lamorne? I reached out to him.
What?
Where's he getting faded up like that? In the Depression.
In 19
brothers had hair, but like I feel like there's a fade technology that's being used on his character.
Bleeding
edge.
I don't know if that was around.
Technology.
Well, I mean, he's in New York, right? So we go to Harlem. right?
He can go to Harlem, but were they even giving? Was the fade even in vogue like that at that time? You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
It's like I know brothers had but was the fade even going crazy like that? Because I'm gonna be real with you, the fade itself has seen dramatic increases in technology, even in like the last 15 to 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So Lamorne could theoretically be on the bleeding edge of a hair like.
What he told me
advancements.
was that he goes throughout the multiverse to get his hair cut.
That's great.
That's what he said.
That's a much better answer than going to Harlem and having somebody, the first guy, invent the fade.
Yeah, so Lamar Morris plays Robbie Robertson. Lee Jun Lee plays Cat Hardy. Brendan Gleeson is Silvermane. And Karen Rodriguez plays Janet. Those are all the rest of the cast members in this show. I think everybody has an incredible hold on their character. Every single person I just named out adds to every scene that they're in.
Every scene.
Yes.
There's the scene where the guy comes in and is like, he looks at the picture of Lee Jun Lee, like, this is my wife. And he looks at the picture.
You're a rich man?
Looks at her. And then, but the magic, to his point, he looks at Karen and she goes, ooh, okay. There's no way I believe, like, and you can tell, there's no way I believe that that's actually his wife. But, like, it's just like they play off each other so well, especially for, like, the first episode of a show.
Mm-hmm.
I think we are, like, again, this is very early, but this is, like, a lot of fun in a world that's, like, very dark and very dour and, like, bad things are happening all the time. Robbie's like, bro, do you see outside? Silvermane's got this place in a freaking chokehold, whereas the Spider, like, we could, like, sit in there and just do that for an hour. But it's really, like, a world that's, like, building and budding, and I'm really excited to see how it grows.
Question for you. Was Nick Cage wrong to take a picture of that stamp guy?
Of course not. That's funny. That's part of the...
Don't take a picture of him.
That's part of
He's in his own home.
That's part of the Bugs Bunny stuff, man, where it's just, like, that's like a little
Like,
gag.
that's crazy.
That's, like, just a little fun
I'm going to invade
thing.
this man's space.
He's a private eye. All he does is invade space.
Yeah, but he was a private eye. He wouldn't hired to take pictures of this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Motherfucker's putting stamps on his shit. He's living his own life.
It's funny.
Yeah. Minding his own business.
Living his own life.
It's funny. Look, listen.
Sending himself,
Guys.
clearly.
Guys, it is 2026. We are getting surveilled all the time. People are taking pictures of
This
us.
is like
it's 'cause
the worst fucking explanation / defense of anything that we've ever had on this show. So because everybody is being this shit is
here
on
in
Amazon.
1930s New
Okay?
York.
I'm not
So the fact that this is on Amazon, this is on a fucking, I don't know what I'm allergic to in here today, by the way. Because this is on Amazon, right?
Mhm.
This is on a place that knows how much toilet paper we're using.
Oh, yeah.
That knows all kinds of different shit, right? That don't give them the right
to go.
to look at our
If I'm
walking
looking
up the
stamps and
steps,
put them on my
he
naked
like-
body,
Hey, that's crazy.
I'm allowed
And then
to do that in my home.
I just
Unencumbered.
It's a funny little bit. I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him.
Okay, so in addition to the entire cast, you have the character of Ben Reilly himself, which of course is the play on the name of the Scarlet Spider.
Yes.
That you guys had to be around. You might have been around for the Ben Reilly discourse in the 90s.
The clone.
Oh,
It was so
what a
insane.
time, guys. If you guys don't know, Ben Reilly was introduced as like a new Spider-Man, but like a rebooted Spider-Man that was a clone of Spider-Man. And I don't want to tell you guys, I don't want to break the news, but it did not fucking go well.
It was like
People
it was probably the
freaked
first like
the
this is the
fuck
dumbest
out.
thing that the Spider-Man writers have ever done.
Was it like the new
This is
Coke
the-
of Spider-Man?
It's like the ending of the comics.
It was exactly the new Coke of Spider-Man.
Ooh.
Jomi, the fucking explainer, is back. If you guys don't remember what happened with New Coke, Coke changed their fucking package, their recipe in the 80s. We all went out and got New Coke, and we were like,
This sucks.
I don't know about this shit. you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
Take us back.
We drank all New Coke. New Coke. There's packages everywhere. We was in Texas. We go get the new. Nah, nigga. Ben Reilly was the new Coke of Spider-Man, and the character got permanently benched in a way.
Mhm.
I don't really see the character anymore. It was like one of those comic book experiments that really went in the junk pile of comics history.
It was dumb because to me, I was a kid. I didn't quite care about like the discourse around what Marvel Comics was doing, but like I thought that was like one of the coolest Spider-Man costumes I'd ever seen. It's like one of the best fits. Like he had the hoodie on. It was like the red tights and then like the power bands on his wrists. I thought it was great.
I think it's also one of those things where in the moment people hate it. They're like, this is whack, whatever. And then you just wait 5 to 10 years. Some people go, hey, man, you know what was really cool? Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly, the clone stuff. Because that's where I learned.
Yeah.
I learned about Ben Reilly and Scarlet Spider. People were like, man, I was underrated, this and that. And I was like, okay, cool. All right, I'll check this out. And then you talk to people, they're like, nah, this was whack. Nobody liked this stuff.
Hated it. I mean, I wouldn't say that during the time I actually hated the way that it went. I just think that there was a thought that what we wanted, and this even went on, even when we got into the Ultimates, the thought was that what we wanted was those old characters to go away and new interpretations of all of this stuff. Well, I think people wanted were fresh new stories and adventures for their characters. But then we saw that there's a little bit of both because Miles Morales came along and was, after a sort of contentious time, was able to become a really beloved iteration of Spider-Man.
Absolutely.
So back to the fact that this character seems to be Ben Reilly from all of those different types of multiversal Ben Reilly, from the things that you guys were talking about, all that stuff, but has a history that is interesting, directly tied to Spider-Man lore, but at the same time, pretty unique. He learned great power, great responsibility, it seems, from his beloved deceased wife. And that led to him being a superhero, and he has ceased to be a superhero, the Spider, because of the loss of his wife, which is a blending of a lot of different aspects of the Spider-Man lore that we know.
I have a question for both of you. It's called Spider-Noir. This episode, there's like a lot of 2-3 minutes of him Spider-Man, like giving us a montage. Then he swings at the end. There's not a bunch of Spider, but there's a ton of noir. Do you think they did that on purpose to put us into that universe? Like, to let us know, like, you might see the Spider, but this is really about the noir aspect of the show.
Interesting question. I think that in order for the show to work, you have to buy the noir stuff almost more than you buy the Spider stuff. And they have to ration to you the use of his powers. But they also have to remind you that you are living in the world with powered individuals. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
And you don't want to waste Nicolas Cage, honestly. Like, not to say that it's going to be all just him in a mask or him being voiced by somebody and him just running around being the Spider-Man. But, like, to know that you have Nicolas Cage at your disposal to kind of chew scenery with really good casts of characters as a detective in and of itself, and he just so happens to be a superhero, I think that's a better way to lean into that story. Know that you have Nicolas Cage first and then a superhero second.
And for a lot of these noir classics, your lead detective is a mystery.
Right.
This hard-boiled detective is a mystery as well. And part of the goal of any of these stories is to solve the mystery of the lead. Like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, if you look at the lead, a Toon killed his brother, right? But then we find out part of the mystery is finding out that the judge is the Toon. At the same time, finding out the mystery is the mystery of the origin of this guy. That this is the Toon that killed his brother.
Yes.
So if most superheroes are fully formed, they have an origin story. So we know why they're doing what they're doing, right? This show kind of adds an extra dimension by pulling him away from that and letting us get to, like, what is really making him tick. And so we don't have to watch the Spider be a detective. We can watch a man be a detective that sometimes drifts into the Spider. And then at some point, he'll figure his shit out. He'll become the Spider. And maybe we find out that his wife's death was maybe a little bit of a bigger deal than what he even thought that it was. Maybe we find out the mystery, or that there is a mystery behind his wife's death. Who knows where we're going to go? But we have to go there with the Ben Reilly character and not with the Spider character, or else you kind of subvert the whole deal a little bit.
It's not a Spider-Man show or a series, really, if he's not putting the mask down and saying, guys, I'm done.
Right.
Never coming back.
Also,
finished.
Allergic to money. Keeps staying broke, keeps turning down money, not paying Janet.
It's just,
don't like that.
My funny thing is because he like $10 a day, and I know it's the depression, but like, dang, man, money's come a long way.
Money's come a long way. You sound
Money
like
has
you sound like Jeff Bezos.
Man, you're
when,
really gonna.
When Robbie Robertson is walking up the staircase, hamburgers 25 cents. Bro, you can't get a contract for less than
Right.
$6.
But again, another great way to see his like kind of like slapstick humor when he puts that dime or that quarter down on the bar to pay for the drink, and the bartender just like does nothing, and then he just indignantly it's like another one.
How much do you guys think $10 a day converted to in the Great Depression?
And that's like 1930s, 1920s.
Yeah, late 19.
That's like I gotta say that's got to be like $50 to $100.
It's $200.
Jesus Christ!
It's $200.
$10 was $200.
$10 a day during the oppression. The oppression. We're still in it. Me and Jomi are still in the oppression. Why are we shaking on that? Why are we shaking on the fact that we're see this nigga's problems right here. Like, look, like, why are we shaking on that? Like, because like we shouldn't be shaking on that. We should be shaking on the fact
I would imagine, right?
It's solidarity. We had to stick together.
Yeah, you're not proud of it.
You
You're
can
not
easily
happy.
sit here and say, "Yeah, man, it's the oppression, whatever," and be down about it. But we both know that there's a way out.
Yeah, we should.
And if we stick together,
okay,
we can get out of there.
Yeah, so
$10 was $200.
$10 a day was $200 a day.
Honestly, you can get a little bit more. So now like 200
So
that
when
he
he
demanded.
was,
Now
when he
he's
was
like
asking old boy
20
for
grand
for 200
plus expenses.
plus expense. Oh my God,
Mhm.
that's nuts.
Okay, so we have 3 different stories going as well.
Yeah.
Right.
We have the story of Silvermane, who seems to be our big bad, and everything that he's got going on, burned down house, trying to figure out who is coming for him.
Mhm.
Spider-Noir kind of stumbles into that story through another detective that meets his untimely end.
Mhm.
We then have another story, which is who hired us, why we were hired, why the ugly gentleman hired us to find out.
Definitely not his wife.
Definitely not his wife, into a situation with the mayor.
Yes.
What's going on there? And these stories seem to be all intertwined. And then once again, we have the mystery of our lead, Ben Reilly, and what's going on with him. Will he become the Spider again? Why he is out of the game? All kinds of stuff.
What's also like Flint Marko too.
Flint Marko as well.
Yes.
Because when they introduce him as Flint Marko, I'm like, oh, that's him. He in the color version, he's got the brown and the green. I'm like, oh, that's a nice little nod. And then he starts turning into sand, and I'm like, okay, they're
Painfully, it seems.
yeah, they're actually doing it. What does that mean? And then Cat Hardy comes back and is like, leave him alone. Listen to this. Like, what does she know about him and his sand issues? Like all that stuff.
Him and his sand issues. That's
His
hilarious.
sand issues. That's like a nice way to put it.
Flint Marko does have sand issues.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, so, that's interesting. All the other Spider-Man adjacent characters that are in this seem to play roles that are true to who they are in the comic book,
Yeah.
but also very, very unique and useful to this particular story.
I wonder if I'm gonna call my shot and let's see if I'm wrong. I probably Cat Hardy, that's Black Cat.
Yeah.
Right, Felicia Hardy.
Felicia Hardy.
You know what I'm saying? I'm interested to see do they do the thing that they always do when you put Spider-Man and Black Cat together? Like, I think they're probably going to have a romance, but is she going to be the person where he's like, no, you got to do the right thing. And she's like, no, actually, I'm going to do the wrong thing. I'm going to kill, I'm going to steal, I'm going to do all this. Because in this universe, it kind of seems like Ben really don't really worried about all that like righteous indignation stuff like most Spider-Men do.
No.
He's not like, don't kill or don't do this. Like, he just let a guy get shot.
He's wayward a bit. Like, he doesn't really care except if it's about the case and not even really about the money.
Right. And so I'm interested to see like what I don't want to say a Spider-Man with no morals. I think that's far.
No.
But a Spider-Man that isn't like we have to save every life, anybody who dies and all this. Like a Spider-Man with looser morals than normal deals in this particular universe.
Have there been animals in this studio?
Title episode. Spider-Man Noir. Also, Van has allergies.
Also, Van's
What
allergies
is happening
attack.
right now? I'm back. Okay, I'm back. So, Cat Hardy, Black Cat, Robbie Robertson, obviously a mainstay from the Spider-Man universe.
Mhm.
Love that. Depression. Some brothers in that bitch. Love that shit.
Is there racism in this New York?
It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like there's any racism. Seems like everybody's pretty much together.
I mean, which is what you'd want in an ideal society, but we got to be real to real life, you know?
So you wanted Robbie Robertson to be up. Maybe he will be.
What?
Maybe he'll be
Is
oppressed. Maybe that's how you like
Right.
it. Apparently, that's how
Me?
we like it.
We?
That's what we just shook hands on
man.
oppression.
We didn't
Right.
shake hands on
This
oppression.
is what's wrong with us.
That's not what happened. Again, I
you
want to
literally
reiterate.
said the oppression and then you dapped
I
up.
want to
He zapped up.
reiterate.
Steve,
It's to
Steve
show
saw it.
solidarity.
That made Steve's heart smile. He's like, yeah, they like it. He's like,
It would be
keep-
like
he's
wildly
we can
out of
keep it.
character for a show like maybe like 5 episodes in to just be like blatantly racist after being
Man, that would be
seemingly.
so crazy if in this show, like
It was
like
that
the
movie.
Klan-
Be-
they
the
show
Klan
up
show.
Remember that
somewhere.
scene in Be Cool?
They show up somewhere. And Silverman, they see Silverman. It's like, yeah, see, you brought your nigger with you. I'm like, oh, come on.
and
man.
everybody's like, "Whoa,
Whoa, what the fuck
hey."
is going on?
Literally everybody in the room is like, "Whoa,
Oh, even the henchmen are like, yo, bro.
Yo,
hey,
Silverman.
chill."
Chill,
bro,
dog.
come
What the
on, man.
fuck you
We're
on?
bad
my
guys.
G?
We're not monsters.
Hard R, brother.
Like, what
Come
the
on,
fuck
man.
are you talking? Whoa, Robin's
Hey,
like,
yo.
hey.
Hey, yo, Spider, my fault, man. I didn't know he was going to say that.
It
to
like
my boy.
completely derails the episode.
That's on me, my bad. That's a really funny bit. It's just like the worst person just like says the N-word or whatever, and then people are like, whoa. I know he was murdering babies and stuff, but I didn't know he
They're
was
like,
That's
hey,
too much.
draw the
saying
line
N-word.
somewhere.
Oh, I gotta
Too much. Silverman the builder. Now
He posted bond.
It's
He
free
can't,
speech.
he can't be let out.
Free speech. I hope they speech the shit out you in that bitch. I hope they speech the shit. The man, look, I don't even want to.
You got time?
Because even that, it's kind of like, oh, you're gonna go into prisons, and going to jails. I'm gonna be a bunch of niggas in there. That's racist too.
Let's see.
We can't escape. What kind of world are we living in? That's racist too. Like, yeah, we can't wait till you get. Oh shit. Well, we can't really say that because then we.
Yeah. The world's upside down, man.
It's like we want you to go, but then
my
we can't
God.
admit. But then, yeah, the reason why we ended mass incarceration the whole thing. So if you're gonna do something, we can't, and then we can't be woke because we don't want to.
Is this how woke James Bond
propagate-
begins?
Yeah, see, that's the problem with woke. Level of toxicity.
And we will not tolerate that.
A level of toxicity. The level of toxicity is we want you to go to jail but we don't want. We can't say that it's niggas in the jail that's gonna do this to you. That's
So
what
we're
it is.
replacing.
And we can't also be like we want something too bad on some odd shit to happen because we're not in favor of that.
No.
So-
And you don't want to placate that type of.
in the jam.
It's tough.
It is tough.
God forbid we high five though.
God forbid we got to set a level of toxicity level. When Charles gets back, we'll talk about like what the level should be on a
Right.
case by case
So
basis.
we've
of
replaced
toxicity.
misogynist Bond with blatantly racist Bond.
Yeah.
I think it's
No,
got to be that. No.
Fuck no.
Hell no.
Hell nah.
Wait.
Racist Bond would be one of the worst things that ever came out of Bond. dog.
Wait. I just let's be very clear. I don't think is
Can you
racist.
think about racist Bond would be funny, bro.
Racist Bond.
Racist
Like, come
Bond
on.
would be
Racist Bond
nuts.
would be funny. It's like it's Bond, James Bond, nigger.
I just perfectly pictured Daniel Craig saying that.
Racist James Bond can't work, bro. You can't like shaking a
Racism,
stir.
misogyny, both bad.
Both bad.
Both bad.
We're not on the.
We're
but
not
okay.
false
comparing
equivalence,
either. No
no,
false
no.
equivalency. They're both bad.
Right.
However,
It'd be funny if Bond came back to being Bond just because they made the black lady 007.
he was
Oh,
like,
God.
He's somewhere. He's like, what?
nah. See what happened? was
DI, and then like
2020 happens. They're like, hey, we're gonna make the first black James Bond. She's gonna be a woman. We're gonna tick all the boxes. Boom, woke. 2024 come around. Trump get elected again. Like, actually,
Back to
I'm back.
it's not happening. It's gonna go down like that.
So, some interesting Spider stuff happening.
Yeah.
We'll talk about a couple of scenes. So the scene where he's got to go up to the top of the hotel, I thought that he was going to wall crawl. Very funny.
Yeah.
Very funny. He does not wall crawl. He takes,
Takes a picture of a dude with stamps on his body.
but he takes the fire escape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought when he looked up,
And he's winded.
I thought, when he looked up, I thought that he was going to wall crawl.
Mm.
And he does not use his powers
Mhm.
in this episode besides saving her from getting smacked up
Mhm.
by the mayor.
Mm.
chivalrous,
Right.
and also when he himself is about to die.
It's literally
Yeah.
like a last second resort.
And it's more so like you could see him when he's falling off that building. You could see him thinking about it, like he has to reluctantly save himself. Like, and I find that very interesting because like he kind of wishes it all were over in that instant, and he's like, "Nah, I got to keep going." And then he just decides to save himself.
Whatever happened between him and his girl, because even Robbie was like, "Look, dude, streets are crazy. Like, we need you right now. We need Spider-Man right now." He's like, "Nah, bro. I'm like, that part of my life is behind me."
Mhm.
And so to your point, like, it's literally a last second thing where if he's either saving a woman from getting harassed by a man, or to literally save his own life.
Right.
Like, he, even in the fight, he didn't use no webs. He didn't do no crazy flips or anything that we expect Spider-Man to do. He was just punching, ducking, moving.
Yeah.
Like,
And he's had like lines like that at the bar where he like I'm paraphrasing here, but our femme fatale is just like, well, what makes you sleep at night, or what keeps you going? And he's like, yeah, I kind of wish that like a little bit of me kind of thinks that I could end it all.
I'm a coward.
And I'm a coward. And like the idea that this is where our hero begins in this story is very interesting to me. To know that he's brought not exactly low, but like in a place of stasis, emotional and like physical stasis is a very, very interesting place for us to begin.
Makes you wonder why he's a coward.
Yeah.
Obviously, he wasn't always, right?
Mhm.
Or even maybe he's just saying that to absolve himself of what he should be doing, which is using his powers to help people.
Mhm.
Instead, he's doing something else. He is not using his powers at all. He's engaged into an industry where he gets to see the worst of humanity, which is being a private detective.
Mhm.
He is spending his time not even like the PI in this situation is always ex-cop, somebody, whatever, that once used whatever skills they have for some noble endeavor. But now the most selfish thing they can do is use those same skills to peek into people's lives, to be a de facto kind of toothless crime fighter.
Yeah.
But it's always for them.
Mhm.
It's always reluctant, but for like a high price, which is why characters in those types of noirs can be manipulated by money. They can be sent on dummy missions for money. They can be thrown off the track for money because all they care about is money.
Yeah.
So to go from a hero to a private investigator that's going out there, shout out to all the private investigators out there, leave me the fuck alone. But to go to that says a lot about
Wait,
the
are you
character.
getting hit up by PIs?
See people following you with the
I'll
camera.
tell y'all straight up, y'all don't know some of the stuff I know.
Oh,
Y'all don't know what the PIs out here do, man. Y'all know about the wiretapping of Hollywood stars that's happened and all of that stuff. You guys don't know. There've been sheriffs around here that have had people wiretapped and all of that stuff. Y'all don't know some of the stuff I know, man. with the PIs
My question,
in Los Angeles.
you know some things clearly, but has there ever been like a sort of like, has that come back around to you to be like, okay, maybe you're being tapped, maybe you're being followed, maybe you're being looked into just because of the stuff you know?
No, because I can spot a tail. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you can spot a tail.
Spot a tail, man.
Have
So
you
you
been
like-
tail before?
Yeah, I've been tailed before.
So you're better than the other dude because when he left the office, and the other guy followed him all the way to the burnt house.
Like 20 feet behind him the entire time.
He had no idea, but you would know. You would have spotted him.
No, I wouldn't have spotted him at all. I can't spot a tail at all.
Right.
I have been followed and I never saw it.
Would you also employ street orphans like Nicolas Cage does to give him a dime every time to just...
I'm so glad you brought that up. The use of, I just gotta say it the way the use of orphans
right
in noirs. I like a scrappy little
you throw
orphan
a kid a dime and just like tell me what happens.
Hey,
here.
dames, huh?
I'm like, go to school.
Dames, huh?
James, huh?
Hey, wait. Hey, Ben, what's going on with these broads?
I bet you they tested him smoking a cigarette and they said, take it out. We
Yeah,
can't have a
take it
kid
out's
smoking
too
a
much.
cigarette. I'm like, I know 12-year-olds would be smoking in the 30s.
Because like even Dick Tracy,
Jesus
remember the kid in
Christ.
Dick Tracy?
No.
You never saw the Dick Tracy movie with the kid in
With
there?
Madonna?
No.
When Do We Eat?
Yeah.
No.
You never saw that?
It's a wild
I
movie.
only
It's
watched
not
Tracy-
good. It's
I
not
only watched the
good.
Dick Van Dyke show.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
But you never saw Dick Tracy. So anyway, but there's always little kids, like little newsy type kids with
Yeah.
the hat. LeBron, like you.
I'm familiar with the archetype, yeah.
Yeah, so like they had that wasn't the same kid though, right? It was two
No,
different
they're
kids.
two different kids. Yeah.
Two different kids. It's the depression.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of kids out there trying to
To
like.
know that he's got a network of orphans working for him.
I feel like he should be in school though.
You ever see that video of kids that were like disappointed in Babe Ruth? Did you see that on Twitter?
No.
Disappointed at Babe Ruth?
So there was this group of kids that in New York, it's like a real old school video of kids talking about how they feel about Babe Ruth when Babe Ruth was coming to the end of his career. I think the Yankees had just traded Babe Ruth to Boston.
Like
whatever,
the late
Babe
40s?
Ruth was leaving, when he was leaving the Yankees.
Okay.
They traded him to Boston, not the Red Sox, but I think like the Boston Braves.
Mm-hmm.
And they were asking kids how they felt about it. And a bunch of these little punk turncoat New Yorkers were shitting on Babe Ruth, a black man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where like a bunch of these kids were shitting on Babe Ruth. Yeah, and there was a couple of them were like, it's okay if Babe, hey, Babe, but all of them, all of them look like they were at least 41 years old.
Yeah, like they've been working the docks since they were 5 years old.
Yeah, we changed labor
Child
laws.
labor
and
laws,
yeah, bro. All of these
Yeah.
kids was in the mill. But that's kind of what I see when I see this. Okay.
Tough.
So before we get off of the episode, we know that there are dueling mysteries happening.
Mhm.
We know that we have some standout characters,
Mhm.
but I do want to talk about this before we leave. Before we get off this episode and talk a little bit more about different versions of Spider-Man. The reason to watch this show is one big reason. Nicolas Cage.
Oh my God.
Like Nicolas Cage over the last 10 years has found himself as a performer. And let me tell you why I say over the last 10 years. So Nicolas Cage went to the wilderness. Now, the Nicolas Cage that I knew and grew up with was always this kind of daring, risk-taking performer that always loved an off-kilter role.
Yeah.
I first fell in love with Nicolas Cage in a movie called Raising Arizona, which I'm sure a lot of the people that watch this podcast or listen to this podcast have seen. It's a Coen Brothers movie. It's a absurdist comedy about Nicolas Cage and family and all of that stuff. But then he goes into Hollywood and makes his bones as one of the most dependable performers there is, a like bona fide A-lister with all of the A-list credentials.
Leaving Las Vegas.
Leaving Las Vegas, that's the Academy Award. Con Air, that's the big action hit. The Rock, another big action hit.
Yeah.
He comes back, he's got comedic chops. He does
Moonstruck.
Moonstruck is before them, but yeah, he does smaller films like Matchstick Men, where you could put Nicolas Cage anywhere and Nicolas Cage can shine, but he's always Face Off.
Right.
Another weird role. He's always doing off-kilter weird stuff that somehow didn't make sense for him. You gonna say something?
Right. Well, but there's also there's a deep respect that I have for him kind of as a performer because there isn't an ironic bone in his body when it comes to any role that he does, because there's also a big, long-winded like trash movie era of Nicolas Cage's career, because like he notoriously had a lot of money problems because of a falling out with like a manager.
Yeah.
And so he took on like a lot of these like trashy video on demand roles that were like really not good movies at all. But he's been interviewed about them past, and they're like, what did you like think about your performances? Like, cause a lot of people would phone those performances in. It's like, I took it just as seriously as every role I've ever taken.
That's the point.
That's it. Right,
Like a lot of
let's
issues.
calm down about National Treasure. Man.
National Treasure is fine. I like National
It's a
Treasure.
good movie.
You guys know I love like the Avengers and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you know, going to the movies. Brother, when National Treasure 2 was coming out, that was my
Book
MCU.
of Secrets?
That was my MCU before, bro.
Right.
I was losing sleep over it, bro. I was having dreams, bro.
But then he does
love
movies like Knowing is actually not like a bad movie,
No.
right? Like he does
Sorcerer's Apprentice, I remember.
like these types of films start
Ghost
to kind of
Rider?
like Ghost Rider was the first Ghost Rider was
first
actually
Ghost Rider?
was actually a semi-serious attempt to make that character viable on the big screen. The first Ghost Rider was kind of a semi-serious attempt.
But it's cool though.
Second Ghost Rider is
That's
like,
not good.
It's
like
tough, yeah.
kind of bullshit. And then but we start to get into like, to Steve's points, all of these different movies. But in doing these films, he actually finds what we want from Nicolas Cage as a performer.
Mhm.
We want him to be seriously unserious, to your point.
Yeah.
And he is so good at doing that. And he's also one of the only performers of his ilk that is willing to do it, because it is such a big risk when you do that. That's why this particular role, this particular show that is seriously unserious is perfect for him. And in the first episode, he shines.
I'm also like genuinely curious as to why we haven't we as the populace haven't gotten sick of that Nicolas Cage shtick, because I personally haven't at all. But you'd think that if any other actor that would have been more unserious like that, we wouldn't have tolerated that wacky goofiness from anybody that took themselves that seriously. They found we've also found Nicolas Cage at the right point in his life that we accept almost everything that he does as earnest.
Would you say the turning point is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, the movie he did with Pedro Pascal?
It's one of them, but they're in that cornucopia of Nicolas Cage performances. There are several movies that were cool, weird, actual, real types of films. He was making a lot of movies that were fucking crazy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, Adaptation. I forgot about Adaptation.
That's before.
Oh my
He's
God.
still kind of
Yeah.
in his Adaptation is.
But he's had so many eras and so many different hats that he's
Right.
worn, all with the same level of earnestness.
So we can go from 2007, Ghost Rider, Next, National Treasure Book of Secrets, Bangkok Dangerous, Knowing, G-Force, Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans.
Great movie.
Astro Boy, Kick-Ass, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, Season of the Witch, Drive Angry, Seeking Justice, Trespass, Ghost Rider.
How many
Spirit
years
of
have we
Vengeance.
covered just now?
This is-
Between this is only
from
2 years.
07 to 2011.
Okay.
Then you start to get into 1,000 Words, Stolen, Can't Stand You, Crudes, The Frozen Ground, Joe, Rage, Outcast, Left Behind, Dying of the Light, The Runner, Pay the Ghost.
Left Behind is one of the lows there.
Right.
Right.
Because Left Behind is him rebooting basically Left Behind series, all of that
Kirk Cameron.
in time stuff that. Left Behind is when you start to go, at this point, Nicolas Cage will do pretty much anything.
And then you get this is 2022. He's done obviously the Spider-Man joints. Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent comes out in 2022, and then he follows that up with a couple of movies. He's in The Flash, and he's in Renfield. But then in 2024, Long Legs. People like Long Legs.
No, but I'm saying,
Oh yeah.
by that point though,
He locked in.
yeah, by that point, we had an understanding of what kind of ride we're on with Nicolas Cage at this particular point in his career. And now with this role, we get to a spot where all of that has manifested itself into him being at the perfect spot to play this and play it in a way that we really accepted.
Yeah.
It's been a really, really interesting career from him, and the type of career that you do not see from people who reached the heights that he got to.
Yeah.
This type of longevity to stay, this is something that, for example, somebody like John Travolta hasn't been able to do.
No.
He hasn't been able to even though John,
You see the look now.
you see the look now,
Right.
Come on now.
somebody like John
You got the
Travolta
beret on.
hasn't been able to kind of do this time after time. Okay,
You turned
Steve,
into the skid. it
exactly.
seems.
Steve, you had something you wanted to get into with the Spider-Man on the small screen. I think this is very interesting.
Yeah. I based on all of the multiple characters that we've seen in the Spider-Verse and this new iteration of Spider-Noir, I thought that we could probably run through sort of the things that we would like to see on the small screen that we think that could have a good adaptation for the different Spider people, because obviously Spider-Man, that's not going to the small screen anytime soon.
Well,
that's not going to be
They'll animate it.
animated, sure, but live action, anything,
Yeah.
that's served up for the big time. But I liked a lot of the different iterations that Spider-Man has been on, and I think that we can talk about some of the great sort of alts.
All right,
that we
so
could have
you got
into
29.9, Spider-Punk, Spider-Man, India, and Silk.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else that we're leaving out? In all
Gwen
those
Stacy.
movies?
I mean, Spider-Gwen, of
Spider-Gwen.
course.
Spider-Gwen.
We could see
What about Miles himself?
No, Miles is big time now.
Miles big time.
Miles big
Okay.
time. I think if you're gonna make we're talking specifically about live action TV shows for Spider people.
Yeah.
Right? Because if it's animated, they're usually gonna incorporate a lot of the Spider people. And if it's for live action, it is Peter Parker by himself alone. Future we might get Miles.
Right.
But right now, it's Peter Parker only. And so if we want to do a live action of any of these characters from the Spider-Verse, we want to look at it's probably TV. It's probably in the same vein of a Spider-Noir.
So my Spider-Punk pitch, do you think Kaluuya is signing on to this?
He not doing nothing else.
Who, Daniel Kaluuya?
I think he's doing his own thing.
Yeah, he's not going to do anything on TV, though.
No, you don't think so?
Nah.
I guess Nick.
He would do something. He would do something elevated on television, I think.
Probably.
I think he would do something elevated on television, something that obviously he's done, he would do.
Wasn't
TV.
he doing the Barney thing though?
but I don't know that he would do I I don't know that he would do that, but I could be wrong. Like it seems like it.
I mean, would Oscar Isaac come back and do 2099?
Listen, after Moon Knight, I don't know. Maybe things are on the table. Maybe things are on the table.
I'll be honest with you though. Like with Oscar Isaac, I think the Moon Knight thing changed the way I looked at him because he loves being on television.
I mean, yeah, he's got Beef.
Like
he's got all of these great HBO shows.
Yeah, he actually likes being on television. A lot of these, let me not be so hasty with Daniel Kaluuya, because I think that with the way things are right now in the industry, I think a lot of these people don't mind being in front of people. Because
like you'd think that the A-listers of the world, like the Nicole Kidmans, they've been she's been on a TV run lately.
We getting Big Little Lies 3 back, man.
Yeah, but different point in her career than Daniel Kaluuya.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But
not in like the exact Nick Cage thing, but like you could like at that point.
But if anything could be prestiged and sold, like anybody's still kind of on the table.
That is true. It also depends on like what it is that we're talking
about.
True.
I mean, and the Spider-Man thing, maybe not.
You can sell somebody on the prestige aspect of Spider-Punk. You could probably get him to do it. Maybe it was like a cool, like fucking really fucked up type of deal. He was in on it. Might be a tough sell. But look, my favorite out of all of these guys was Spider-Man India.
Yeah.
I would love to see a Spider-Man India show. He was really, really cool.
He was so fun. Like, I mean, they have the bit with the chai tea and all that stuff, but legitimately, that character is so much fun.
It's incredibly fun. And to think of like a sort of like, not like an alt history, but like an alternate world India where it's this massive utopia of super tall buildings and like infinite amounts of like urban density that he can swing around and like have an amazing time. I think that's the pure fun side. I think the like Blade Runner-esque 2099 thing, that's a bit more self-serious. That I think that I could probably get, if not an Oscar Isaac, probably a bit more of like an elevated star to do. I think Spider-Man India is just a blank canvas of infinite possibilities.
2099 is that's the one with the least amount of resistance to getting into it.
Sure.
Probably selling it and making it, so 2099 is the one where you could legitimately launch a whole fucking universe out of it if you got it right.
Yeah. I'm feeling like, Altered Carbon, but just like a little bit better.
Yeah.
Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah. Okay, so that's like an animated bit. Yeah. And that's like more of like an anthology thing, but you can make a lot of things happen with that.
I'll tell you something though. Here's the thing about 2099. That's an expensive show.
Yeah.
It is an expensive show.
Like that's an expensive show. This show, Noir, I'm sure it has a good budget, but it doesn't seem as expensive.
Yeah, I think it's one of the most expensive TV shows they've ever made.
Noir?
Yes.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
It's really not on the screen. I mean, I guess everything is sets its period, so I could see that.
Let me tell you what's on the screen. Clearly being shot in L.A. because they are not hiding the fact that this is shot in L.A.
So I wasn't gonna say that because I like the show and I'm being nice about it.
No, it's great, but like they literally have like 2 L.A. theaters that are like well known.
God.
What?
The live action Spider-Noir television series on Amazon Video and MGM Plus cost nearly $400 million to produce.
What?
Come on,
that can't be right.
There's no way. We got to double tap that. I don't know if that's $400 million. Because if so, they just burned a bunch of money.
Because what happened was
maybe that's getting Nick. Maybe that's getting Nick.
See, because you know how back in the day $10 is now $200.
Right.
Maybe they did it reverse.
Right.
And so really they only spent.
So $400 million is really just like $30 million.
Yeah, that's really what it is. Golly, $400 million.
Man, shout out to Amazon, man.
Yeah, they're really just setting mountains of money on fire.
That's got to be a rumor. That can't be right. $400 million is nuts.
I mean, look, yo,
I can believe it, and I also can't. It's
I
TV's
just
getting crazy.
I would have looked at it and thought, but we haven't gotten that deep into the show. We're only covering the pilot.
Sure,
I would have looked at it and thought this was a show where they were able to kind of juggle the price a little bit and make it for a quarter of that. Maybe like
it seems like a reasonably priced TV show,
something like that. But no, I mean,
I knew it was expensive, but $400 million, no way.
Well, here's the thing: I like not for a lack of like quality storytelling. Am I not wasting money because this is really really fun?
I mean, look, it's Amazon. They can spend as much money as they want.
Yeah.
This is now though, if we're to believe what we're reading right now, this is the most expensive Spider-Man project ever. This costs more than any individual Spider-Man movie. It is on a streamer.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot make back. the 1.5 to $1 billion that the rest of these movies make.
Yeah.
I think the Spider-Man movies that have made the least amount of money are probably those Tobey Maguire ones. It's like 850 million.
Different
But that's only to
850.
scale because of the time that they
But
were
then
in.
at the third one, I might have made the most. Might
Yeah.
have come in right under. So you're getting them. This is crazy. 8 episodes for $400 million is
That's
quite a lot of
That's
belief.
Game of Thrones money.
But like,
That's-
why? Like, what do you think the belief in the show is? Like, what's surrounding that?
I think it's the belief in the Spider-Man IP, really, because that's as solid gold like blue chip stock of a property that you could ever have.
Right.
Like if you're making anything Spider-Man, people will watch it,
Yeah.
regardless of how good it is. Like people showed out for a lot of those Spider-Man movies that we didn't even like. Like Venom, you got 3 of those. They had a lot of time to make other Spider-Man movies, and they're still making spin-off stuff of Spider-Man, and it's still making bank.
Right.
So the economies of streaming aside, I mean, the investment is sound.
Well, also you have to consider something else, and I want to weigh people down with the business of this, is that to your point, the Amazon, or is it MGM, has a deal. Well, Amazon owns MGM.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Amazon/MGM has a deal with Sony to produce this Spider-Man stuff.
Correct.
Right.
To produce Spider-Man stuff on their platform that won't exist on Disney Plus or anything like that.
Correct.
So this is them penetrating this market and hoping that they can draw people in.
Mhm.
If that's the case, some of the characters that we just saw, those shows are going to have to be on this to make this worth it. This has to be an entire world, because you wouldn't invest this much money if you weren't trying to kick things off in a really grand way.
I mean, it's-
Okay. So actually, this is funny. What would you guys think was the least performing live action Spider-Man movie?
the
because-
lowest performing,
Because both of the both of the animated ones are the lowest.
maybe ASM 2.
Spider-Man 2, but that made 709 million.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the lowest.
That's the lowest.
Right.
Amazing Spider-Man, the first one, won 758 million.
Okay,
Spider-Man 2, this is crazy. Spider-Man 2, 795 million.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 1, 822 million. Spider-Man Homecoming, 878 million.
Right.
Spider-Man 3 is the third highest grossing Spider-Man movie of all time, and it made $895 million.
and then the rest of the Tobey Maguire or the
Far From Home made
Far From Home, and then,
a Billy 1.1 billion. No Way Home almost made 2.
right.
Interesting.
I mean,
But I mean, that just tells you that with Spider-Man, your return is going to be crazy.
yeah.
Crazy.
With Spider-Man Noir, I think this is probably a play. It's one of the first major franchise releases on MGM Plus. It's still a relatively new streaming
fascinating.
service. So it's a really interesting swing.
I don't want to, we're talking about Spider-Noir, but this conversation leads me into Spider-Man coming in July, right? July 31st, again, a brand new Spider-Man. That movie gotta make crazy bank. If you had to guess, I know,
Spider-Man Brand New Day?
yeah,
That's going to be a $2 billion movie.
I know we did over
Wait, you
unders.
say $2 billion?
I know
yeah.
we did over unders.
It's going to be it's the least amount of money I feel like that movie could possibly make is about $1.7 billion.
So you think that's in like the top 5 earners this year?
Yes.
I mean, I think it has to be just because of the popularity of the
Right,
character and thing. Like I was gonna say, do you think, like we did over and unders beginning of the year? Do you think this goes past 2? You say yes.
No Way Home did 1.9. I think
This one
I don't know
got,
if it touches No Way Home.
This one, it don't got Toby and Andrew and stuff.
I think if it
I
has
think
Daredevil,
it's going to be close. I think it's going to get there. Yeah.
If you said if the line is like 1.75,
1.75 is the line, but I think this movie, especially with some of the word of mouth, not word of mouth, some of the early, if the movie is as good as people are saying it's going to be,
Mhm.
I think this movie could get to $2
if
billion.
it's genuinely good, and there's no maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, No Way Home, that actually wasn't that great type of attitude, then yeah, probably.
I didn't even really think about it, man. The lowest live action Spider-Man movie, 700 million. You're guaranteed
Yeah.
a success.
So,
off of
and that's the
Spider-Man.
thing. The level of investment to just get a brand new thing on a network that does not have it except yours,
No,
I guess it makes sense that you throw that kind of money around.
wow.
I bet a lot of it's licensing. I bet a lot of it is like it's a lot of
Well, to bring it back to Spider-Noir, which is why you probably like if anybody we gonna go to theater to watch Spider-Man no matter what, clearly, right? So if you're making a Spider-Man TV show, you might as well throw all the bread at it because what the box office has taught you is that people go watch Spider-Man regardless.
The question is, and we can leave off on this because I am
You're dying
just
over
fucking going crazy. I don't know what the fuck is happening. The question is, will the audiences view this as a Spider-Man TV show?
I hope so. I mean, yes. It's. I certainly hope so. I think that this is going to be something that everybody's going to like, and I think enough people should be watching because for Amazon, a post-Boys era, people are going to want to clamor onto something like live-action superhero in a meaningful way.
Yeah.
Like we're not going to get another season of Cape Crusader that's going to set the world on fire anytime soon.
Hey, we're getting My Adventures with Mando. That's not Amazon.
That's not Amazon though. But again, like I think getting that on the map, that can probably move the needle for this. I think this is really great. I'm going to be watching the entire season. I don't know. I'm excited about it.
I'll lock in, obviously.
All right, we're going to come back and give you guys more Spider-Man Noir. We don't know how many. I know that you guys have all of the episodes. We only covered the pilot. Maybe we'll finish it, come back up, and we'll see what Charles thinks, if he's even watching or has any clue. Chuck, lock in. Okay, that's enough.
Miss you.
Love you, Chuck. This week, House of R will be revisiting Tenet, as well as doing their Spider-Noir deep dive on Friday. But Mash will return to talk about 007 First Light. Maybe we get a racist James Bond.
Non-racist edition.
Our producers today are Aleya Zenieris, Jamie Yukich, and Steve Ahlman. Jomi Adeniran on socials. Hashtag Jomi Private Dick. I think Jomi's dick is public. What I've seen around town.
Nah.
Jomi, there's some people that are private dick, and there's some people that are public dicks. And Jomi's very public with his dick.
I'm not very public with it. It's
Yes, you
private.
are.
Nah.
Sure. Oh, I forgot your parents listen. Jomi is very
That's not-
Jomi don't be out here doing.
Remember,
Don't worry,
if the-
Mr. and Mrs. Adeniran, your Jomi
If they're
is
slinging
being a good guy.
Yeah.
He's being a good guy. Jomi's level of toxicity is right here where we need it to be. Jomi's being a good guy. I do think that there have been some times in the past where he's maybe been a little too conservative with the ladies, if I'm being honest.
Not a James Bond level of conservative, but you know.
He's laughing because he knows what I mean. I think sometimes Jomi embrace a wild child.
It's really
This
funny.
is funny
Really
because
funny.
we can and can't say.
That's really
Additional
funny.
production from Arjuna Ramgopowell. You know what, Jomi? Take it. Since you tried to outshine Charles on the Midnight Manifest, take us out. Take us out.
Oh, man. We just did Spider-Noir. His girlfriend got sent to heaven. And if you make it the name James Bond, we do not need a woke 007.